Okay, so quick and dirty little tutorial about changing the spark plugs on the FA20 in an 86 platform. So, a few things you need to do before you get to the coils. Disconnect your negative. Yeah, I ignore that, battery's dirty. Once you disconnect the negative, you're going to unplug all four of these. You're going to remove that bolt. There's another bolt down here, both 12 millimeter, and there's a 10 millimeter bolt down here. It's the bottom bolt that holds the driver ECM onto the heat shield. You do not need to remove these two. Leave those alone. Just do that one and these two. Take the whole thing out as one assembly. That'll free up space to get your hand down there. Each coil has a 10 millimeter bolt. Undo those, pull the coil. You will slide it out and over. The back one is a little tight, so you're gonna have to kind of wiggle and bend and all that, and be glad the boot is flexible. Once you get those out, spark plug socket in the hole, extension clipped in, ratchet, loosen it. Pop the ratchet off, undo it by hand, pop the extension off the socket, and use a magnet to pull the socket and a magnet to pull the spark plug. Here is the socket. That's the brand, AST. Part number is SP Sierra Papa 1412. It is a 12-point socket. I use this for BMWs and Mini Coopers, but it is a thin wall, short socket. It fits better. You then use 3-inch extension and whichever ratchet you want. For all the small bolts, the coil bolts and all that, use a short 1/4 inch 10 millimeter and a 10 millimeter ratchet. Now for this side, the driver's side, it's a little bit less difficult. I have a master cylinder brace, so these hoses are actually a little out. They'll be a little bit more in, but you can still undo the clip, take them off the bracket, and push them to the back. Undo this 10 millimeter bolt to let it have some movement. There's a 12 millimeter there and a 12 millimeter there to take off this shield. Same process on this side. 10 millimeter bolt, one per coil. Pull the coil, push it to the back. Socket, extension, ratchet, loosen it, pop the ratchet off, undo it by hand, pull the extension off the socket, fish out the socket, fish out the spark plug, both with a magnet. Put everything back together in the reverse order. If you're patient, which you should be, and you have the right tools, which you may not, it should take you, hour or two. It took me 2 hours yesterday, and I was screwing around. So I did one side, went and made hummingbird food, came out and did the other side, went back, filled the hummingbird feeders and hung them, came back, put everything together. Still took me 2 hours. So there you go, quick and dirty, 4 minutes.